to Your OC Sucks, the weekly podcast where we review and critique the best and the worst fan-created original characters from the My Little Pony fandom. This show is unscripted and unfiltered, so minor language will be used. As well, this show can be a little heavy on the critique at times. That being said, if you were easily offended, do not watch. If not, feel free to join us for this week's show. This is episode 60 for May 1st, 2015. Well, we'll fly high across the sky with this week's musical guest. Some say he's a bad mayor, but I think he's just misunderstood. So put on your apron, and we'll get cooking again with this week's episode. My name is Mummified Thunderbirds. I'm the host and show manager. I am joined by
Commander Sparkle, assistant project manager.
I'm Soren Wants Pie, and I keep the calendars.
And like I said, we have a great special guest today. He's back again, and he's ready to floor. Whenever whether it's his multiple personalities that lead to his numerous skills and talents, if you're a fan of his music, his crazy antics, his film talents, both live action and animated, or his impressive cooking skills, his YouTube page has something for everyone. His music is a great, fast-paced punk feel that gets everybody moving at cons. If you have a chance to see him live, I highly recommend it because it's an experience everyone needs to see. This week, our special guest is the amazing, the incredibly good-looking Jeff Burgess.
Hi, hello, good evening, and good night.
Okay, bye.
All right, episode's over.
Alright, see you guys
Fun
later.
episode, everyone. No,
But
welcome.
yeah, welcome, Jeff. Thank you for joining us on the show.
It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
So, like we do with all of our special guests, we want to talk a little bit about your OC, Moonrock. Now, Moonrock is like your primary OC, correct?
Yes.
He is your pony sona in which you live through, I assume?
Yes.
Sort of?
Yes.
What's the story behind Moonrock, if there is any?
Well, my original OC was just a brown Pegasus, and it was kind of boring. And so one day, I was like, I'm going to make a new OC. And then I consulted with a team of scientists in OC science, and we all collaborated over the course of several months to bring to the world Moonrock. And so I made a video in which I announced that Moonrock was my new OC, and the other guy, not to care about him anymore. And for some reason, people really liked that video, and a lot of people thought it was funny.
Video.
Yeah, and so Moonrock became my pony sona, and that's the story of Moonrock. And recently, I redesigned Moonrock to be slightly less purple.
Yeah.
He was very purple.
Very purple.
Like, I really like your music. Like,
Thank you.
It's very energetic. It's very fun. I mean, it was great listening to it live at BabsCon. It was really, like, being able to see it there and also at Everfree last year. It was just super fun. I laughed my...
He went ham during your performance.
I've learned not to go so ham because then I'll just be dead the next day, and it's rather...
That's what happened to me at not at Everfree, excuse me, at BabsCon recently. I can't deal with like West Coast cons because just going crazy and then the time zone, I just immediately die afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really great. Like being able to be stagehand and everything for you as well. That was fun. Just being able to be like, all right, I need a table here. All right, let's get a table.
That was incredibly helpful.
So anyway, that's the little bit about you, amazing music and whatnot. I highly suggest that you go out and pick up stuff. We'll have links to his Bandcamp and Redbubble and YouTube and everything in the comments. So feel free, if you haven't already checked out Jeff, you're an idiot for not doing it, and you need to listen to more of his music. But in the meantime, let's get on to the OCs. Now, Jeff, being our special guest, we are offering you the chance to go first, or do you want to be thrown into the Die of Fate?
Whatever you want to do. I'm totally down. I got the OCs open, and they're very beautiful in different ways.
Of course.
Throw him into the die.
So then I will put you in the number 4 slot. If it rolls a 1, I get to go. If it rolls a 2, Commander, 3, Soren, 4, you. So, well, that fell off, so there. That's a 3. So that means Soren gets to go first this week.
Oh, damn it.
Sorry, man. Start us off. Good OC.
I was gonna build hype. You see, it's a marketing tactic.
Well, we'll just play it off like it is. Be like, oh, well, that was my OC. Oh, look, guess it's time for Soren this time.
But it's not the same. This is I can't quite pronounce the name. I think it's Apricot. Apricot, the OC.
Apricot?
Yes. I'm just kidding. This is and now I really can't say it. This is Apricot
I swear to God.
Apricot.
by Peachy Log. And apparently she's a hippie, and she's a Pegasus, as you can see.
Dirty hippies.
And for some reason Apricot is an orange farmer. But yeah. And basically just basic orange farmer, picks oranges from the trees, makes them into juice and meals. And she earned her cutie mark by her mother was making orange juice, and Apricot had accidentally added too much sugar and spices. But apparently the recipe was wrong. So because her mother tasted it and she was like, "Holy crap, this is delicious! I love it!" And so she got a cutie mark for, I guess, orange products. And
So wait,
okay.
I'm just confused.
How are you okay.
No, apricot.
So she lives in a small farmhouse, edge of Ponyville, like Applejack, blah blah. She's a skilled flyer. Yeah. And that's actually pretty much it. It's very simple and just laid out. Orange farmer named Apricot. So, suppose moving on to aesthetics, I like it because the body working in with the mane really works. That's really all I have to say about it. It's very cut and dry, just simple OC.
I don't have any problem with the story of this character. I just am confused as to why she's named Apricot, just because it doesn't seem to fit in with the story. Born like in Ponyville, raised. I'm assuming she was raised on an apple farm. Seems like her family did stuff with apple farming, apples or not apples, oranges. Wow,
apples, get the fuck out.
Apples, oranges, same thing.
Comparing oranges and apples, I see.
Yes. But all of this character is about oranges, but then she's named Apricot, and I wouldn't have a problem with it if it felt like it, fit. It just doesn't.
Consider this.
Okay.
In the show, well, in the universe, does it make sense to name someone or some pony, whatever, based off of their cutie mark or their talent before they get it?
Yes.
Does it,
in the
though?
show. In the show, because that's how it happens.
When a pony is birthed, they're just like...
This is where we get into weird topics about fate, but think about almost every single pony in the show that's a major pony.
I mean, she could be named Apricot for her coat color, or whatever. The artist could have tried to... Yeah, I guess, but I'm just trying to... I'm trying
it
to
is worth pointing out that her coat color is nowhere near the color of an apricot.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I did some research into apricot history, and Egyptians would dry apricots, add sweetener, and then use them to make a drink called Amar al-Din, which is interesting because Apricot the pony got her talent from accidentally creating a sweet orange drink.
The fuck, Jeff?
I hate when guests show us up really hard.
Wait,
Oh my god.
Hold on. I like this guy already.
Sir, bravo.
He did my...
Drop the mic. He's done. Just...
You can just have the podcast.
He did my job for me. I like this guy. So...
No, I definitely like that. Makes I don't know if that's incidental, but I like that. That's really cool.
It's probably
a
incidental, let's be
coincidence.
honest.
That's probably a huge coincidence, but oh my god.
I mean,
now if this character, I want them to be focused on apricots specifically. I was like, maybe you just changed to be oranges. That makes me want it to be apricots.
That would be nice, actually. If they invented Amar al-Din,
That's like
Now
really
that's
cool.
a good
Wow.
OC name right there.
Amar Aldine.
Oh my god.
So I really like the combination of the blue and orange, or blue and yellowish color in the coat. I think that's great
Yes.
color combination and works very well together. We've got a bunch of different ponies that we've seen that have similar or somewhat close color schemes that really work well together. I mean, hell, Commander and I's OCs, they have a mixture of blue and yellow in the eyes, so...
I mean, and like as we've sort of talked about over the course of recording this podcast, like orange and yellowish kind of colors work really well with blue. It's just it happens, and you can definitely see that this person, Peachy Log, definitely like knew what she was doing with the colors. I think the color palette is it's phenomenal in my opinion. I can't really see. There's nothing that sticks out to me that I would like want to change about it.
Yeah, that's the main reason I chose it for my good. The story's really, I mean, it's a thing. It needs to be more of a thing though, because it's definitely an eye-catching OC. That's why I picked it for good. But the story's just kind of, it's not bad. It's just not enough. I want more. I want more story.
And I definitely think if they found a way to make it more about apricots and tie it into that story that Jeff was talking about, like that would make this OC like amazing.
Yeah,
I would
I
have no
guess.
problems at all.
It'd be a little far fetched, but I suppose
No
one would get it unless they knew the history of apricots.
It would be in a you would have it in just loosely tied in, but it's enough that it is actually.
You know what I like? I like Citrus. I think that's a cool name.
Citrus would be a good name.
It's probably been done a lot, but Citrus just really feels good. It feels good to say. Accessories worked well with...
Yeah, I really like the accessories. So I'd say that those, for this character, like, because you mentioned that she's like kind of a hippie pony.
Yes,
Oh,
a hippie
I
farmer.
didn't really get that too much from the story, but I definitely can get that from the accessories. I think they helped accentuate
Excellent point. Within the story, you could make her, like, sort of... She's upset that the farms are using pesticides, whatever, and she's like, yo,
that.
peace
She's
and,
like,
peace and
GMO
love.
free, man.
Yo, peace and love. I'm a natural farmer, and then she grows natural foods. That'd be cool. Interesting ideas for interesting. This OC just
Do
has a
they use
lot.
pesticides?
This OC just has a lot of potential. So, I mean, I usually like ponies that have a lot of potential. But yeah, the cutie mark is really good. I forgot to touch on that. It's not overcomplicated and it's not overly simple. I really like it.
Yeah, for what it is, I definitely like the general design. Of
And
it.
as we know, in certain really good OCs, blue goes with orange. Certain good unicorn OCs that, you know,
Thank you.
are me, and I made them.
Or me.
And
me.
no.
Oh, apparently we don't count.
No. You're exceptions to the rule. And so yeah, the cutie mark is good. It's not overly complicated, not overly simple. Just kind of a simple pony. It's good, but it has room to... God damn it, I don't want to say grow. It has room to...
Expand.
It has room
It's room to dry.
It has room to ferment.
She just becomes booze.
Room to dry. But yeah, it definitely has some room to go. But a lot of potential. Really like the design. And the story could be better, but it's not bad by any means.
Moving on to the next one. That's another 3. That's a 4. So guess what, Jeff?
All right, ladies and germs, I'd like to introduce you all to a Pegasus named Cloudy Night by TurtleFox 214. Important backstory, though. TurtleFox 214 is considering changing her name to either Dreamcatcher or Dreamwalker. I think Dreamcatcher is my favorite of the 3, but only if her bio had something to do with dreams. Female Pegasus, age unknown. Nobody's asked yet. It would be rude to ask. Species Pegasus / Dream Pony. As you can see, it's purple with some yellow eyes. It's mostly purple based. It does one of the good things in pony aesthetics where it pairs a dark purple or a dark color with the lighter version of that color to sort of create a monochromatic pony with some variety. And so Cloudy Night is sort of, in terms of backstory, it's kind of weird. It might venture a little bit into bad OC territory with the backstory, which is sort of dream related. I'm not going to go into that because I picked this up pony because if you printed this out on a badge and you showed it to me and you said, "This is my pony Sona," I'd say you are a respectable person. She interacts with young OCs and goes into their dreams ish, I think. I'm not entirely sure how her dream magic works, but she is a dream pony. She's kind of cute though. I'd give her a hug. She stops singing and chases away the bad dreams when ponies are older because they are older and can deal with the bad dream matter better than a little one could. Oh, she only lives in dreams. I did not realize that. She only exists in dreams.
That's pretty cool.
It seems like it's actually it was like a story that actually got passed down.
Maybe maybe Dreamwalker could almost be a new species.
Dreamwalker would be a good pony name for her.
Yeah.
I think in terms of improving, it'd be cool if the pony's cutie mark was like a dream catcher, maybe something like that. Since she protects fillies and foals in their dreams.
They'd have to do it not over complex design on the cutie mark, but a Dreamweaver that might be hard to do, maybe not. I don't know. I'm sure they could figure it out. They're a good artist.
Overall, I give it a 9 out of 10 for aesthetics, 5 out of 10 for backstory, but overall, I think it's a solid 7. It's a nice pony to look at. It's there's nothing offensive about it. Yeah, it's a good genuine horse right there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really like this character. It's really, so far from what I can tell with the aesthetics and the little bits of backstory, I think it's all right. Nothing terribly wrong with it.
No.
I like her hair.
I like the idea because I just was reading through the backstory since we weren't really talking about it. And it's, from what it sounds like, there's this young pony who would have this dream of this purple pony all the time, and she'd was really helpful and just made his bad dreams go away. And then he this got told, I think he told it to his dad, and as he grew up, she no longer started appearing, and this became just a story that was circulated, that was told eventually all throughout Equestria, of this pony, this purple pony who goes into children's dreams to make the nightmares go away and stuff like that. Which I definitely, it's one of those things where it's almost you can't tell in this universe whether it was actually something that really happened or whether it just started as sort of a story and just turned into folklore.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really interesting concept, because I've never really seen it people make a character that's you almost can't even be sure if they're actually a character. I honestly like the backstory.
I think it could be better, but it's pretty good. I think
it obviously has some room for improvement, but I like the concept, because I think it's really innovative in the fact that it a lot of the story of the character is about how the story was sent around Equestria, and I think that adds a really interesting element to it.
Yeah, I think one thing that would be interesting for the story is, this would be kind of it's a children's show thing, so this is how it works, and my mind is doing a childish right now. But I think it would be cool if you know how dreams are usually portrayed as, or when you can see them, it's like a thought bubble or a dream cloud. What if dreams were made of a cloud-like material, and that since Pegasus can walk on or enter the dreams that way, or that sounds really stupid now that I've said it. Or just make a species called Dreamwalker, and that's their power. And I think what would be really cool is if they make another form, this is how she appears in the dream, but out in the open world when she's moving between dreams, it's just she has an ethereal spirit form, a ghostly kind of form. I think that'd be cool.
think that would give too much like, I don't know, realist kind of thing to this pony. I think the fact that it is sort of a legend or something weird that it's like, oh, maybe she does exist, maybe she doesn't, is half the reason why this character works sort of the way it does. I mean, if it was like, no, she totally does this, and then she does this, and then she does this, well, then I'd be like,
I sort of get, I kind of get what you're saying. Like, it makes it so that it would fit into the world as we know it a little bit better without having to bend the rules as much.
But I mean, it could still be a legend. Like, nobody has to know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not.
It was just a cool idea. Forget it.
And they, like, I think that they should definitely like work on and expand the character and take all these things into consideration. But that's just like my personal opinion. I definitely like the story. The aesthetics I also like for the most part. Since we haven't said too much other than she's cute, which I will agree.
She's cute.
Cute pony.
Yeah.
Cute pony.
She's a cute pony.
Really long, flowy hair. I like the how it's all styled in a similar sort of like kind of messy fashion. It's really long. I love the coat and the eye color, the way those match up. The mane and tail I like. I can't tell, like, I'm not sure whether it's just because of the way it's surrounded. I can't tell if I think it's a little bit too dark or if it's just right. It looks pretty close to being just right, but I have no idea. It looks like it doesn't stand out or in a bad way, like too bad.
Alright, sweet. So, 1, that's another 3, that's a 1. So we could take a look at my OC that I brought to the party. My OC is Cursed Ashes. By NewSparkle.
Curses.
I really like Cursed Ashes. Other than the name being a little edgy, I think it's kind of cool. Her personality is she's lazy, somewhat protective, tries to act superior and more clever than to others, but really is not. And the rest of this pony is a lot like very, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, right? She's really not. She's not. And it's like, it's a lot of, means well, wants to have a good time, but more often than not, kind of a little bit obnoxious from what I hear. Also, I kind of feel for this pony a little bit. I feel a connection between these two. They list a couple of crushes, some friends and whatnot. Well, because mostly with the friends, there's only one friend, Jade, because they're the only ones that like can put up with her when she's drunk. Oh, by the way, she drinks a lot. If you couldn't tell by the one picture, that gets drunk a lot.
One of the nicknames is a drunk bone.
And apparently she also lives under Jade's bed.
Oh, okay.
No.
She's like, oh, we're friends, but you get to live under the bed.
Or maybe she just chooses to live under the bed. You ever think about that?
Her history, quote, was once a cursed silver fox clone that was sent into the world of Equestria by the demi-goddess after she was pushed off a cliff by an asshole named Ruka. She has almost no memory of what happened before she got into Equestria because she thinks it's heaven, so she gets drunk a lot.
Wait,
and it's
what?
She was pushed off a cliff and through a portal.
By the dream goddess, not the demi-goddess, by the way. What
sorry.
the hell is Silver Fox?
I don't know. Backstory is a little meh, but actual, like, character and style that she's been given, I can dig it. I like it.
So, one thing I'm noticing, in the drunk picture, the main colors...
Oh.
Like on the curl in the very back, it's black, but when she's drunk, it's maroon. Was that
I think that's an accident.
Is that an accident? Okay.
I think it's meant to be.
I thought maybe like her mane changes when she's drunk, and I'm like, what?
No,
that would be.
I guess not.
Weird.
That'd be cool. I think if the colors switch, so there's just one. I don't know what this is, brown maroon stripe, and 2 black stripes. I think it would be interesting.
I don't know how I feel about this pony. The history part, I I'm trying to figure out what level of serious I should take this pony, and I'm feeling it's pretty low, pretty much 0. That I should. This is not a character that's meant to be very serious. I'm assuming.
Maybe. I mean, this pony
it's because because they seem so like. It's like ridiculous, but like an I don't give a fuck kind of ridiculous.
Well, I mean, maybe the person who made it doesn't give a fuck, and that's why they made it so ridiculous.
Maybe.
It's not terribly ridiculous. I mean,
it's not, but
the story is, but not the design.
Yeah.
The design, I guess, could be construed as like really ridiculous, but it's not as bad as it can get. It can get pretty bad. The design is really like, what the hell, but goddamn, it's done. It's what the hell in a good way. Like, it's what the hell in a very yes way. First of all, it's like maroon and black, and the gray in the coat leaves room to do other things. So, like the wingtips, I didn't think blue would work with brown, maroon, and black, but it totally does for some reason, and I think that's because they sort of left the coat color gray as a blank slate so they could do other things with other things, like the wingtips or the feathers.
There was a person at my EuroSteve Sucks live panel at BabsCon that asked if a maroon mane was fine, just like that. And I was like, well, yeah, maroon mane is fine. What's the coat color? And he's like, oh, black. And I'm like, no.
No, definitely not.
This is almost exactly what I was talking about with when you have a sort of medium gray coat color to offset the like red color in a mane or whatever. This is a nice thing. I don't think anybody should ever go darker than the color, the black or the dark gray that's in the mane.
Yeah. I mean, it's a color that gives you room to play with the rest of the pony. It almost dilutes the other colors. It's like water. It almost dilutes the other colors, so you just have more room to do whatever the hell with the rest of it. And these sort of blue and red, purple, rainbow eyes, I like them. I hate to say it, but I like them.
Yeah.
Like, gonna be honest about the eyes, I don't have any problem with it, but it just reminds me of one of the default gradients on PowerPoint from like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Gotta love the classics,
it's
man.
like, exactly.
Gotta love the classics, man.
I've always been a sucker for piercings, so those are nice.
I definitely think that this aesthetically, this character is not bad by any means. I think that they did a really good job balancing with having that gray and like making the maroon work. And I think the colors, like, there's small little nitpicks I can make here and there, but as a whole, I think aesthetically the pony's pretty good.
Personality is actually fine. It's a little extensive, but it's fine. But the history, I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? So that. Like she's just like, dream goddess, pushed off of a cliff, lives under a bed now, and I'm like, extrapolate, please, on story. I think that'd be cool.
So yeah, it's a good character. I really like it. Just, clean up some things with the backstory, and it'll be an amazing character, in my opinion. Moving on from that OC, on to our last one. Commander, you get to close out good OC this week.
So, the OC that I brought in this week for good is Dewe by Quailmix, young adult around the age of the main 6. Like many nerds, Dewey's really organized and sort of like bookish, just really loves academia and stuff like that. Kind of a little bit awkward though. But even still, he's very empathetic and sensitive towards others, and he does have like, he understands social situations like well enough that he's like can like feel with other ponies, and he also like is a little bit geeky in the fact that he has a bunch of hobbies and that he cherishes very greatly and loves sharing them and sharing like pieces of himself, which is how he sees those hobbies. Sometimes he's a little bit nervous to sort of like share like what he really actually enjoys, just because of growing up he was bullied a bit for being like a nerd, but like he isn't that shy. He likes connecting with other ponies who have similar interests, as most people do, to like bond with them, and like he tries his very best to be confident and outgoing. Doesn't always work out though. He's generally okay with trying pretty much anything once and like to like at least see if he'll enjoy it. So he's a pretty open-minded character. He enjoys watching sports, can't play them, traveling, having conversations about generally intellectual topics, loves the nighttime and coffee and sweaters like the one he's wearing. He dislikes unwarranted attention, show-offs, and I guess they're planning on adding more things. Unless he dislikes works in progress, but I doubt that's it. He has a lot of hobbies, like I said, because he's kind of geeky. He loves reading, puzzles, crosswords, bird watching, magic tricks, actual magic, astronomy, working on difficult math problems, and more. Whoa!
What a nerd!
What a nerd!
Holy crap!
But anyways, Dewey got his cutie mark because it took him a while to really know what he was actually good at, because he would be able to keep track of a lot of facts and knowledge and stuff like that, and he had skills in a lot of his different hobbies, but it was something what actually ended up being his talent was something that he always knew and didn't really want to accept, but he was, and because of that, he was the last in his class to actually receive his cutie mark, and it was sort of a reluctance admitting to the fact that he just, he was, I guess his cutie mark is just symbolizing the fact that he is just a knowledgeable pony. He just has he works and enjoys stuff from a wide variety of disciplines and fields, which just has led to him, I'm assuming it's sort of almost like a jack of all trades, master of none, where he's really good at to a certain degree and all these things, but he'll never be the best just because he's just has what's the word? Diversity in his knowledge, I guess.
His trades.
At first he didn't like his cutie mark because he's like, wow, this is a shitty cop out cutie mark, man. I'm just a nerd. That's all I am. But eventually, he learned that what he could do with it was just as special as something more exciting, and that allowed him to start liking it more and himself and feel better. For his job, he owns a used bookstore, and he has turned that into a pretty lucrative business to sort of fund his other hobbies. And actual bio's not there; they're working on that. But so that's what we got so far. Thoughts so far?
Judging from Quailmix's other stuff, they like to make ponies that are just average people, and I really like that. They're just out in the community doing average things, like owning a bookstore or you're owning an Italian restaurant. It's just it's quaint. I like it.
Yeah, he feels like just a good character. This is one of those characters that you'd see in the show that was they're an aside character. They don't play any big role usually in the plot. They don't just look like everyone else, just being boring. You can sort of you can just look at him and you can sort of see that he has a little bit of character. And I think that he looks, for the most part at least, like a pony that you would see in the show. Which leads me into aesthetics. So there's a couple things that the with how dark gray the coat is, the mane kind of throws me for a loop, but I can't complain about it overall, and I really like the actual stylistic design of the mane and tail. I think it really fits into the sort of character that was built, and I could see this pony from just looking at him having that personality. It just makes sense.
It looks like his mane reminds me of a brain for some reason. So I guess
he is pretty brainy.
I guess it works. But I mean, ew. I'm sorry, but aesthetically, ew. Ew. Gross.
What about him
colors.
Aesthetically? The colors are probably the only thing I really
for
have
the
a problem
coat
with.
color, as those of you who know me, I really like powder blue, but one color I can't stand, besides, mucus green or dark black, is this it's like a dark blue-gray, like a slate blue-gray.
Man, so Smooth and you would definitely not get along on that.
I don't like this color. It's too weird.
He likes slate.
It's too yucky. Also, the mane and tail, I could not see those colors working with anything because I don't like those colors at all.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I can agree aesthetically, like, or not aesthetic, color-wise.
Color-wise,
it has a lot of work, but design-wise, I do think that it is good.
But color-wise,
Mummified, do you have anything you want to say?
I like it. It's got a very nice color design. I like the combination of the two greens and the mane.
I don't know who you are anymore. I don't know who you are anymore.
I just really like it. It's got a great overall theme, much like Pesto, the pony we brought on.
Yeah, Pesto was cool. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I really like the sweater.
Yeah. The shoulder pad, or elbow, I guess. Their elbow pad, hawk pads. I don't know. Why are they on the back? Because horse anatomy, they bend forward, so shouldn't they be on the front?
Ooh.
That's probably true.
Alright, guys, shut it down. This OC's off. It's not going to work anymore.
That's it. It's over. Shut it down.
The cutie mark, the idea of it, I don't necessarily have a problem, because I think it works out good, and I think having a book, would work for this character, because they do end up working in a bookshop, and it fits with sort of the, having a lot of knowledge. I would definitely change the exact nature of how it looks, just because, I don't know, it's hard to exactly pinpoint it. Because it's not complicated. Because it has, you have the pages is one thing, you have the side, and you have the binding, or just the binding, and it's, only a couple colors, but I don't know, there's something about it.
I like it. The orientation of the book is cool. It's like a reading. It's like as if someone was reading it at an angle, and I think it's fine.
I like his story probably the most. It definitely has a little bit of work to go aesthetically, but it mostly just comes from colors. I think that this is a really good pony, and I see them fitting into the show quite well.